In this video, you're going to learn how to use a hot glue gun, and whether you're a beginner or simply want to familiarize yourself with every in and out of how a hot glue gun works, then this is the video for you. Now, for a glue gun to work, you need three things. First of all, the glue gun itself, a compatible glue stick, and power to heat it. And since you're watching this video, you must have power of some kind, so from now on, we're just going to worry about the first two things. In general, glue guns come in three sizes. First, you have your mini size, and those are often lower temperature and good for kids. Next, you have your normal sized or full sized hot glue gun, whatever you want to say. And lastly, you have your industrial sized hot glue guns, which can be used in like construction, and they actually come in a few different sizes depending on what they're used for, but we're not really going to worry about those because they aren't really for hobbyists like me and you. I personally like the normal sized or full sized hot glue guns the best, the ones with the 7/16 inch diameter glue stick, and they just can lay down a nice bead of glue and you have more control than with the little tiny ones. My name's Eli Tennant, and this is Maker Brain, where I love to help you access and implement your creativity through DIY projects as well as tips videos just like this one. So if that sounds like something you want to see more of, then consider subscribing down below. Every glue gun has the same basic parts. First of all, it has its power wire, and sometimes attached to that is an on-off switch down here, or maybe it's in a slightly different location on the gun like higher up, but both of these actually have the on-off switch replaced with a high-low switch, so they can switch from being a high temperature hot glue gun down to a low temperature hot glue gun, depending upon which way I flip that switch. And some hot glue guns, especially if they're cheaper, just run at a predetermined temperature. As soon as you plug them in, they heat them up and then they're good to go. You have no adjustability and you can't turn it on or off. When you plug a hot glue gun in and turn it on, if it has an on and off switch, all the energy is going to what is actually a heater block right around inside here in the hot glue gun, which heats up the nozzle and the glue so that it can melt and then stick to things. This is where you have to be really careful because the end of the hot glue gun, even if it is a low temperature hot glue gun, is hot enough to burn you. Now, for a glue gun to function, we've got part two, that is the glue stick that we were talking about. So the glue stick enters through the back. This one already has one loaded in it, and then you pull the trigger, and that, you can look at this little black part right here, that pushes the glue forward and then down towards the nozzle where it gets melted and then squirted out of the end to stick to whatever you want to. Again, hot glue quickly cools. It comes out really hot, cools really quickly, which makes it a really good glue to use since it's so fast, and then it has a nice strong bond between whatever you're doing. Now, you have to be careful of the glue that comes out of the end of the hot glue gun because it'll be hot enough to burn you, and if you end up touching it and it sticks to you, it will continuously burn you until it's cooled down, so be careful. That being said, there are a few tricks that I like to use to manipulate hot glue while it is still hot, and you can check out this other video right here where I jump into some tips and tricks on hot gluing. Most hot glue guns come with a stand. They come in various shapes and sizes. They might be like extending out from the bottom all the way over here, but most of them have a wire that pops down at the front and that helps hold it up in some kind of way. And some of them don't work very well. I dislike these that just have this little like prongy thing and then a little tiny base because they don't stand up very well. Over here, this one has a little bit of a bigger base but still doesn't work amazingly. So watch out for stands if you're buying a hot glue gun, and just consider how the glue gun is going to stand up. Another thing you should consider when you're thinking about glue gun stands are wings. So these are wings on this glue gun. This one does not have it, and it has jammed a few times because of it. Now, what wings do is they make sure that the nozzle is always pointed below the inlet of the glue, because if the nozzle goes up higher than the inlet, the glue will roll down backwards till eventually it can cool, and then it jams up your glue gun. Those wings help keep the nozzle always below the inlet, which means that it'll always stay free from jams, at least in that regard. If you're curious what my best recommendations for glue sticks are, then you can scroll down to the description down below where I'll have that linked up, as well as a whole bunch of other videos and resources there that I've collected for you. And if you're getting value out of this video, don't forget to smash the like button. Now, glue sticks, again, they come in three sizes. For your three sizes of glue gun, you've got your 0.27 inch diameter and then your 0.43 inch diameter, which is the normal size. So 0.27 is for mini hot glue guns, 0.43 is for full-size hot glue guns, and that could be like 7/16. They come in various sizes. Make sure it's compatible with your glue gun, and then also you've got your industrial size hot glue sticks, which we're not going to get into. I alluded to this earlier, but glue sticks and glue guns have a heat rating on them. Now, like these have a high and low setting, so it doesn't really matter, but some glue guns are low temperature and others are high temperature. So if you have a high temperature glue gun and it can't be like switched back and forth like this, then you should make sure you get high temperature glue sticks or dual temperature glue sticks that allow for either high temperature or low temperature. If you have a low temperature glue gun, make sure that you get low temperature glue sticks or those dual temperature glue sticks that can do either temperature. I personally just like to get those dual temperature glue sticks because that allows me to use both the high and low setting on my glue gun, and also I don't have to worry about accidentally using them in the wrong glue gun because they can be used at any temperature. Now, low temperature glue guns or low temperature settings on your glue gun are good for details and delicate gluing, and it's not as strong of a bond. It'll dry faster and tends to heat it up to around 240 degrees Fahrenheit. High temperature will give you a longer working time and the glue won't dry as fast, and it will give you a stronger bond in your glue, and it'll also be a little bit more runny. High temperature usually heats it up around 400 degrees Fahrenheit. But beware, because high temperature or any real hot glue guns can damage materials, especially if it's like a foam. It might melt it when you put it on it, so just watch out for that, especially if you're using a high temperature hot glue gun. When you have your glue up on its stand or in almost any position, there will always be some ooze out of the end of the glue gun, so be prepared for that. And I have never encountered a glue gun that doesn't leak a little bit, so you want to make sure it's not on anything that's important to you, and I like to just put a little piece of cardboard under the end of the glue gun so that if it drips, then it'll just drip on that and I can throw it away at the end of the day. A glue gun will be able to melt the hot glue that you put into it after probably a couple minutes of heating up, and maybe even faster, especially depending upon the temperature it is, but oftentimes you'll be able to squeeze glue out of the end before it's reached its max temperature, and that can be good if you want to do something really delicate that doesn't require a lot of glue, or you want to like try and build something up with the glue. If you wait for it to heat to its full temperature, you'll get a stronger bond that way, because the hotter the glue is, the stronger the bond you'll get. And some glue guns will get just like progressively hotter, so just watch out for that. You don't want your glue gun to get too hot and too runny. You might want to unplug it and use it for a little bit, just unplugged from the wall, so that you get a little bit lower temperature if it doesn't have any kind of temperature control or on-off switch. If you want to level up your knowledge with the hot glue gun, then click on the video right there where I share some more advanced tips and tricks on how to use a hot glue gun, and you can click on the other video right down there to watch another video by MakerBrain. Give a thumbs up to this video if you liked it, and subscribe if you loved it. As always, I'm Eli Tennant, this is MakerBrain, and I will see you in another video. God bless.